Yeah, hi guys, and welcome back to Marathon-Crossfit here. And today I would like to discuss and think a little bit about which lift is harder, the bench press or the deadlift. Now, I talked to one of my friends who is a powerlifter himself and is competing. I thought, well, you know what? Actually, I find that the deadlift is a way more technical and harder lift to do than the bench press. And I think generally I would agree if we're talking training and if you're not competing. However, what she pointed out to me, and maybe also plays into it, that she is on international level in powerlifting in the female category of it, is that she actually finds the bench press to be way more technical and way harder when she competes. And I felt challenged about that, so I thought I'll give you the take on that, because I think the more general answer would be, yeah, the deadlift is a bit more challenging than the bench press. However, when it comes to actually performing the bench press in competition, in a powerlifting competition, then I think the trick gets a lot more different, because first of all, yes, you can do a lot wrong with the deadlift, but with the deadlift itself, it's only one movement, and that is up, okay? And then you just set the barbell down, and there is really no command involved in that. So the only thing that can go wrong when you want to get it white lighted is that you just don't pull it up. And maybe also that the bar somewhere during the movement travels down and not just upwards. Because in many federations it's not allowed. Also, if you look at how Pete Rubish sometimes pulls, like he whips the bar up a little on his thighs, when he does his most extreme pulls, that is in some federations it's not allowed. It just can be one straight line up. But generally, that is technically less challenging and less stuff involved and less mind games involved than the bench press. Because in the bench press, you have to unrack, so there's already an element of insecurity in there. If you don't know the spotters around, they have to unrack it for you. It's still a fairly heavy weight. Also, it's actually a bit more threatening, because if you fail on the bench press, the weight comes down on you, rather than with the deadlift where you can just let it go and hop away. And also then in the bench press in competition, you have to follow orders, you have to follow instructions, because you will get the command to initiate the lift, and then you will, after the pause on the chest, you will get the command to press. Now, also that brings elements in that you can't control, and which fuck with your head when you're on the bench itself. Because sometimes, the command comes a bit earlier, sometimes it comes a bit later. The lift off of the spotters might be not ideal because there are other spotters than you're used to in the gym, etc., etc. So there you see that all of a sudden this seemingly simple question of which lift is harder, the bench press or the deadlift, becomes incredibly complex. And I'm actually thankful that my acquaintance, my powerlifting acquaintance, if you so may speak, actually pointed that out to me, because that made me rethink my pre-configured thinking of of course the deadlift is the more challenging one of the two. So after all of this recalibrating, I think the bench press is the more challenging lift to do well in a powerlifting competition. I think the deadlift is the generally more challenging lift for anyone, whether they to learn and to execute without hurting themselves, whether they may be powerlifters, weightlifters, or just average Joes. So bench press harder in competition than the deadlift, and deadlift harder generally to learn and to do in the gym than the bench press. So I hope you enjoyed the content. Please like, please subscribe, please share. And if you have any questions, please pop a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Bye bye.